means probably not great news. How's it looking? Hey, Zoe the cat. Hey, Harry. It's not looking great. I just drove by the colony and Charlie's car is parked there, and I do not want to risk being completely unable to feed the cats ever again. Uh, so we have a choice in the matter. Third person who just tuned in, how are you? Who are you? Say hello. Anyways, so as I was saying, today's live is not going to be from the colony. That's kind of sucky fest. Um, there's just it. Hello, chaos coordinator. How's it going? Sorry, we are not going to be live from the colony today. So I'm waiting for a few more people to tune in, and bit by bit, we will put it to a vote. The vote is as follows. What should this live stream be? Hello, Elijah. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Today, we're not going to be live from the colony, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Live from the colony hopefully has turned into live from not the colony because too much activity there. And the guy who owns the property who told me not to feed the cats anymore is there, and I don't want to get in trouble. Good to see you're doing well. Oh my God, is that a Peugeot 405 in America? Or sorry, 505 in the United States? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wait, check it out. It's a Peugeot 505 and a Fiat X19 in the United States. Very rare to see those two. They're both. Anywho, so as I drive towards a freeway on ramp, the the question is, what should this live stream be if it's not going to be a cat live stream? Hello, Rhoda. Sorry, we're not going to be live from the. How's it going, Geo Bennett? Bennett. So yeah, we're not going to be live from the cats today, unfortunately. Um, so the question is, what should this live stream be? Should it be a lock picking live stream where I go back to my apartment and set up the camera and the vise and we pick locks and chill with my cats? Or should we, or option B, where am I going? Well, I was going to feed the cats, but unfortunately, there's just too many people there that the ferals just won't come out. And so, and also the guy who told me not to feed the cats there is there, and I don't want to get in trouble. So I'd like to be able to continue making my videos feeding the cats, even if it means going a bit guerrilla style. And I don't want to like literally be like, if you know, I don't want to be literally in like confronting the places like, oh, if I ever see you in this joint again, I am going to call the cops and have you trespassed and arrested or whatever. I'd like to avoid that if possible. Anywho, so lock picking with the cats. Okay, that's option one. Option B is we go and explore dogs. Dogs. Option B is we go on and explore. I happen to know, not far from here, a really cool spot. Okay, Rona wants to see Show California. Do you guys want to see a part of Los Angeles, California, a part of LA history that most people will never show you? But I can show you because I've lived here my entire life. I know this place like the back of my hand. I am truly not rich, Harry. Something way cooler. Y'all want to see? Tessa says yeah to that. Okay, so and I think Elijah said lock picking. And okay, so yeah, we got so far we got one vote for lock picking and one vote for two votes for explore a part of a hidden part of Los Angeles. All right, I'm already on the road. Well, yeah, I mean I'd have to either drive back to my apartment or drive to this place. Neither is particularly far, but either way. Zoe the cat votes lockpicking. 2-2 lockpicking and an explorer. What do we got? Vote. All right. So okay. Yeah. So, okay. So far, we've got, okay. So far, the votes are Elijah and Zoe the cat vote lockpicking. And Harry and Tessa vote explore part of LA that you will never see otherwise. And I think Rona also said show California. So that could be cool. How are we going? Well, actually, hold on. Zoe didn't vote for lock picking. She voted for lock pinking. Can you drive in reverse all the way? No, but I can drive with no hands on the steering wheel for a large part of the way and change lanes without them. Um, all right. We've come to a stop. We've come to a stoplight. Hello, Jess. I is that Tamil? Oh, sorry, Zoe the cat. Zoe the cat is a he, not a she. I apologize. Yeah, next week is lock picking the hour, anyways. That's a good point, Harry. Oh wait, no, no, I want to go north this time. Well, we don't want to misgender anyone here on the David Romano channel. So what happened? So Rona, here's the update with the dry food. Hector, who makes cameos in some of my videos and has been, he feeds like 7 colonies, not the like one, like not the like all that many. He put a bucket, like how we do sometimes with the when it rains, we have like a bucket turned sideways full of dry food so the cats can eat. So he put one of those next to the rosemary plants that are um that are uh uh kind of by the driveway front, by where I usually park my car. So they do have access to some dry food. They do have access to water, and I still go and feed them, and some other people do as well. But we're really, I mean, you know, the hope is we can get as many of them, homed and adopted as soon as possible, open. Um, and it's just an old Craftsman brass padlock, but it's got nice folds in it. But but uh, but yeah. So they still have access to some food, and I still swing by. Other people still swing by. We're really hoping, you know, and what sucks is that this is a hope, not a and you can never guarantee it, but um it's just we're hoping that he sells the place quickly and that the next owner is is a is a decent person, and maybe we can either like negotiate with him to keep feeding the cats or something to that effect. I'm not 100% sure. Let me hop on the freeway in a safe manner. Sorry about the lens flare, everyone. You're in a JJ Abrams live stream right now. That didn't do fuck shit. Or sorry, that didn't do jack and shit. Anyways, we're gonna go on and explore. Where's Pocket Woman? Someone get Pocket Woman on this live stream. We're doing a. There's not a lock explore, but there is definitely a history explore. Con permiso, pass me, thank you. BMWs go very, very fast. Pocket Woman farted. That's not very nice, East Side Jameson Crips. Who this man? Ooh. Speaking of boo, oof, the Pocket Woman's offline. It's I would actually think it's pretty early right now in Australia. I don't know, but that's also like the international date line be wonky wonky. And also Elijah's online. He's an Aussie. Yeah, I am as well, Zoe the cat. I'm just not, you know, I'm very much not on Discord right now. All right. It's 7:15 p.m. in this part. Oh, a.m. It's very early in the morning. Let's let her sleep in. Anyways, I sent her a message with a link to the stream, so I hope she can join in at some point. Um, but anyways, we'll see how that goes. Right now, I'm just rocking my way on the 5 freeway to where we gotta go. So, if people want to know anything about where we're going, or do you want it to be a complete surprise, or do you want a history lesson, or what's going on? Billy Wallace, yeah, you know, Billy, that's kind of the reason I schedule my lives for 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when I feed the cats is that I'm a fucking numbskull and I'm gonna miss my exit because I'm not paying attention. Ah, the great thing about Sunday drivers is that when you've driven professionally, you have so much time to fix your mistake. Consider it fixed. Light work. What's up, Albuquerque, New Mexico? Stay strong, make a muscle. All right, tell us about the route. Okay, anyways, we're just all right. We're just driving right now on. We're actually sorry. We are merging on onto the 118 freeway, the Ronald Reagan freeway. It takes you to Simi Valley and places like such as that. We're not going to Simi Valley because Simi Valley is not a nice place. I mean, unless you're a cop, but I'm not a cop. So, although I'm not gonna lie, I used to deliver food to 2 houses in Simi Valley when I was working for the catering company, and uh, and they ugh, I always had this dream because when you get off the freeway and see me, you always see this you always see this sign where it's like Simi Valley supports our cops with a thumbs up, and I always thought it would be really funny one day to go and unscrew all those signs and flip them upside down so the thumbs up is the thumbs down, just as a joke. Little bit, little bit of act of civil disobedience. Or are you in Brazil? No, I'm in Los Angeles, California. Um, Do it. Nah, my hooligan days have come and gone. Now I engage in now I engage in other forms of civil disobedience. Oh, what's this? It's an Acura ZDX, aka okay, it's a GM Ultium with Acura written on it. My mom likes this car. I'm driving a 20-year-old Acura, so I bird dog other Acuras. It's not bad looking. I wouldn't buy it. It's not a real Acura. Amtrak train tracker chicken jockey. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. I'm really gassy today. Good to hear. Keep it pushing, man. Dink, this is Felix. Dink's Dink, say hi to Felix. Dink, say goodbye to Felix. Which movie is that extreme misogyny coming from? Hmm? Yep, Simi Valley. It's a wonderful fucking place. Simi Valley sucks. I hate Simi Valley so much. It's also Simi Valley. They like to say they're from near LA. They're not even in Los Angeles County. I don't understand what that means, Omar. I can no longer read Arabic. Um, but you're really brigading the chat, so you're going to get blocked. Haha. Yeah, folks. Sorry, I'm back. My phone overheated. We're gonna have to keep it down here for now because the sun is really killing it. My apologies. The problem with freeways sometimes is that it gets really, really freaking hot, but that's okay. We're getting off the freeways. Hopefully, some of the reflected heat will. Free Palestine, I agree with you. Even though my father's Israeli, I agree with you. That being said, let's please keep the politics out of the chat unless we're discussing something that I bring up specifically. Something speaking country, who knows? Ooh, Impala. Good day, everyone. Hello, Pocket Woman. So, people, people. Let me give you the update. Are we there yet? We're getting closer, Elijah. We're getting very close. We're off the freeway, and we are going on to a part of LA that you will almost never hear or see about. This is the road to LA 88. 54 Memati. Okay, sounds good. Now, whether I will be able to drive one handed and hold my phone up like this is who knows. You can actually see the moon up there. Anyways, we're on the road to something called LA 88. In the 1950s, in the height of the Cold War, there was obviously a lot of fear of Russians, back then the Soviet Union, attacking us and doing terrible, terrible, bad things to our cities, especially our large cities like Los Angeles. Especially, all right, let me flip the camera and put it down. It's getting a little too twisty for me to hold. I need both hands for driving. Um, I also need to put the car in manual, so I only have second. Oh, second gear, first gear. We're all right. Yeah. So in the 1950s, to defend the city, the U.S. Army set up a missile program called Nike. My network. Thank you. Yep. All right, guys. All right. How's that for a review, folks? The signal is pretty damn spotty here. Anywho, let's hopefully, yeah, hopefully I can keep some signal. If not, poop. Anyways, this is the road to LA-88. LA-88 was one of the Nike missile launch sites that's encircled the Los Angeles area to protect us from. All right, yeah. Audio is back. No audio. We'll see. Who knows? Um, hello. Anyways, we're on the road to LA-88. LA-88 is one of many Nike missile launch sites and radar sites that were set up in the 1950s by the US government to protect many places of importance. And this, so Soviets and Blizzard. So that's the Valley region. I call audio might be slightly spotty. It's just going to be a thing. We are kind of out in the sticks to have any connection whatsoever. Circle of modern technology. Let me move over. Hello, Mary. Sorry, this was supposed to be from the. We're actually out in the sticks. It's okay to be not okay. You can't be not okay forever, though. That's the one. Eventually, you got to say, well, the heck with it. But in times in times of great difficulty, it's okay to recognize that you're not feeling good, and that it's okay to not feel good for a period of time. Once again, folks, I do apologize for the spottiness of the connection. We're heading up there. As you can see, this road is not very well maintained. So, anyways, yeah. So the Nike program was in service from the 1950s, I believe, until the 70s. They removed it, or they phased out that missile in favor of Patriot, I believe it was, which is what we still use and what we were sending to Ukraine. There's my political bit. Um, but hey, buzzards, I see y'all buzzards. Lizard, run. So, anyways, with the conclusion of the, yeah, that's what I say to the buzzards. Anyways, so with the conclusion of the Nike program, uh, which unlike Patriot, Nike was not mobile in the same regard that Patriot is. The radars, the launch sites, they were fixed and placed. In place? In place. They couldn't, they weren't, you couldn't pack up a Nike Hercules on a truck very easily, to say the least about its launchers. So, what they did with the former sites was some of them were sold, some of them were given to National Guard, to local police and fire and whatnot for various uses. There were a lot of dispositions, or there were a lot of different ways that these sites were disposed of. This is one of those sites in LA called LA 88. And it was given to the sheriff's department of LA County to use as a practice range, which it still sees some usage as. It's also sometimes used for the fire department as a staging area. During the fires recently, earlier in the year, I actually went up here and there were lots of fire department helicopters staging for smoke jumpers and what have you up here. It's a fairly remote site, but as you can see, if you have access to the gate, um, via if you have access to the gate, it's still very easy to get to by car. Matter of fact, one day I went here and the gate was open, and I actually got to take my car up here. That was pretty sweet. I don't mind the hike though; it's pretty easy. Mr. J, I'm not Mary and I'm not a girl, but I agree with what Mary says. Sometimes when people say it's not working, that means it's not working and it's time to cut bait or cut, you know, to cut it off. Move on and you know, move on while things are still relatively amicable before it gets bitter. So it's not really dangerous right now. It's actually pretty safe. I mean, unless a poisonous snake comes out of here, which I doubt it. Um, Overall, there's no safety or security concerns. There are very few people here. Honestly, I'd feel Yeah, that's the ticket. All right. We are almost there, peeps. We are almost there. Come on. Oh, I'd hazard probably 50 years ago. All right. But the site became a training ground for the LA Sheriff's Department, which, like I said, they still occasionally use, but primarily these days, it's become home to graffiti artists and just interesting people. Uh, I only have LTE, not 5G right now, so I hope we still have audio, or at least some sort of stream. We were doing so well with the service on the hike up. Don't take it away from me when we get to the cool part. Come on, peeps. Come on, peeps. Come on, peeps. Okay, and glad to see Pocket Woman still in the stream because this is the part you're gonna freak out about. So this this is the launch site, not the radar site. There were two different sites in the Nike system, and this is the former one of this. So MTM, this is a complex called LA 88. It's part of the former Nike missile battery that encircled Los Angeles County um, from the 50s till about the 70s. But now is a massive abandoned area, sometimes used by the LA Sheriff's Department, but mostly, as you can see, frequented by taggers. And these people make some really cool stuff. Anyways, yeah. This isn't part of the usual tour of Los Angeles. Let's put it that way. Um, here's so as part of its lifetime as a sheriff's department training area, you will find a lot of, in addition to the empty cans of spray paint, you'll find a lot of spent cartridge casings on the ground in, you know, the common police calibers, 9mm, 40 Smith and Wesson, etc. Uh, this bus was a former LA city GMC RTS bus. You can see they use it for they were using it for assault trainings, hence the myriad bullet holes. Eh, she'll buff out. I think you could still rebuild that. Or 2496. The engine's not even that old. It might be it might be a little all right. Gotta be careful in this one. There's a large bee's nest. So we're not gonna go too much further here. But we got to be smart. The thing says be smart, and we're going to be smart. You know, some graffiti is really bad, but sometimes it's really really good. The penis I can do without, but it is it is what it is. But yeah, we're not going to go any further in because, like I said, not the bees. So yes, this was. So once again, folks, for y'all who didn't know yet, this used to be one of the launch sites for the Nike missile program when that was in service. This area is the launch site that was used for both. Yeah. This still happens sometimes where like fire department will use the helicopter pad for its helicopter pad purposes. But this particular area was used by the sheriff's department for assault training. That's pretty damn cool. Yo, he's landing. Yo, that dude is landing here. Holy smokes, peeps. All right. It is, that's exactly what it is. The number one helicopter. Yo, 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 they're doing rescue training. Holy smokes, dude. Yo, 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 I need a view of this. Incredible. Hold on, I'll put this. It's a helicopter. The live stream is really live now. The fire department actively conducting rescue patrols. Let's go. I'm just gonna pop a seat in this bus and chill out. Okay, guys, we're not going to get Israel Palestine is way too complicated. We are not going to, guys, we're not going to get into this. We are absolutely not getting into this shit. Okay, guys, we're not doing any politics right now. We're watching the LA Fire Department do rescue. It's the LA Fire Department. They're doing rescue drills. Yes. Shoot. I'm, oh, Okay, you know what? We're going face cam for a second. First off, go Dodgers. Second off, helicopter still cool. Third off, we're discussing politics very briefly and for 1 second. The only person discussing it is me. The only people not discussing it is everybody else. Understood? I'm being very democratic about this. I have the talking stick. It's called It's My Life. My father is Israeli. My family is Israeli. We are old Yishuv. There are pictures of my family in the Tel Aviv area going back to the Ottoman era. All right. This is a complicated issue, if there ever was one. And on this live chat is not the place to settle it. All right. My personal beliefs are is that there should be a two-state solution, and frankly, Israel cannot be free until Palestine is free, because that is their original sin. The same way that the original sin of America is not recognizing our indigenous people, the same way that any country has an original sin in their creation myth. And the creation myth of Israel is that they didn't displace people. And you know what? I think it's good that we have a state of Israel. And I recognize the reason that it was created after the Holocaust happened and all that. But that doesn't excuse the wholesale slaughter of 40,000 people or more than that. And before anybody who's pro Israel says, oh, but do you condemn Hamas? Fuck yes, I condemn Hamas. But, you know, that's kind of that's kind of giving the same energy of the people who are saying, but George Floyd was a criminal. Yeah, he might have been a criminal, but y'all shot him. So here we are. All right. That's the end of politics. Back to cool helicopter. And I'm going to have somehow say this in one sentence: Am Yisrael Chai and Free Palestine. They cannot exist independently of each other because there cannot be a stable Israel without a free Palestine. And helicopter. And it's okay, Sister J. I'm totally, like I said, I personally believe that what's going on right now there is terrible. But it's not an issue that's going to be figured out in this live chat. Helicopter. Yes, and my number is a closely guarded secret. I give it out to almost no one because that's the one thing of privacy I still have. People can figure out pretty much everything else. My email. I post my Instagram publicly. I'm on YouTube, but see, oh yeah, fake stretcher, fake stretcher going up. Yeah, but that's cheating. Here, artistic framing. See, I'm being artistical, guys. We're watching the LA Fire Department practice. All right. Sorry, guys. The audio is conditional upon the the audio is conditioned upon the service, which is very spotty. All right, there he goes. Does he have his gear up? Come on, stow that landing gear. Stow the landing gear. I want to see the gear up. Well, that was very cool. And now it's quiet again. Ah, yeah, I can do without the free ride. So yeah, I apologize. It's not really the building so much as it's just that it's very. I mean, we're in the mountains. The service is kind of spotty, and there's a lot of cool places I want to show y'all where like the service may like drop in and out and in and out, and so will the audio. We'll just have to deal with that. Oh, that's why you didn't stow the gear. Cheeseburgers. Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm no longer the only person here. It's a popular photography spot, so these things happen. So yeah, I do apologize, folks. The audio is a bit choppy and in and out and in and out. I'm gonna blame the fire department on that. Um, nah, I can't blame the fire department. No, I'm gonna blame. Uh, you work with a rescue and can help with the cats. KT, get in touch with me. In most of my recent in my more recent videos, I posted an email address, David Romano and cats at gmail.com. You can email me there or you can contact me via Instagram. My Instagram is also in the description box of all my videos. We're not going to get too close to the helicopter just for my own personal safety. And I don't want to get caught in the prop wash. Do we have gear up now? Excuse me. Sorry. Hopefully the audio was shit for that one particular point where I belched. Oh, is that poppies? No. I hope these are poppies. Looks like poppies. Poppies. And say hello to our state flower. Is this where they landed? I didn't even know that this part. I didn't even know that this pad was still operational. That's insane. Well, wait. Hold the phone. This is a basketball court. This is a former basketball court. Look, this is half court. Free throw circle. Baseline. This is the former. This helicopter pad is a basketball court. So, anyways, I don't know how great the audio is right now. Probably pretty meh. But as you can see, there and there are your silo doors. That's an old bus that was used for assault training for the sheriff's department because the sheriff's department is technically who owns this property now. Um, but yeah, so the hatch covers for the silos are there, and there I believe there's a third one over there, but I can't remember for sure, and I don't want to be presumptuous. Um, or I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. I'd have to go down there, and I feel like the I'd completely lose audio down there. I might go down there and just do it. I just walk through it without talking because y'all don't always need to hear my beautiful dulcet voice. Um, but yeah, there. So this is the actual launch area for what are there tunnels? Eh, I mean, because the whole thing is subterranean. Yes, is there access to it? Kind of, sort of. Um, Call me when you're drunk so I know I still matter to you. Nope, LOL. I'm broken. So am I. Me three. Money come, money on my mind. Any Anywho, while we're up here, this area over there, that used to be the barracks area. We'll go over there. We'll go over there soon. But yeah, like I said, if at any point, like if I see that the service is dropping out, I might just stop talking for a little while because I'd rather just y'all be able to focus on like what you're seeing than being worried about like my audio dropping out. And you know, and I encourage y'all to for any gaps that you may have missed, I encourage y'all to look up on Wikipedia both the Nike missile program and the there is a separate Wikipedia article called list of Nike missile launch or list of Nike missile sites where you can actually look up and see if there's one in your area that's still existent. And there, when you know what to look for, really on Google Maps like satellite view. This, to say the least, this is not part of the star maps or the TMZ tour of Los Angeles, but you will find it on the David Romano channel. Okay, are we live? Yeah, we are back for now. Yeah. All right. Well, kind of sucks that there's no like almost no signal at the actual launch silo area, but uh if y'all can hear me okay right now, pocket won't whoa shit. Oh, there's a rolled up chain link fence that I wasn't even paying attention to. Yeah, but uh obviously this is far from my first time being here. But when I first came here, the the original metal doors that had been covering the steps for a long time were still in place. And then as the taggers kind of took over a little too much and some of the like more irresponsible taggers came in, the doors were torn off and they started tagging down in there. And now someone recently has come back and actually uh, concreted over the metal doors so that people can no longer go downstairs into the actual like lower table area. Probably because it's not safe down there at all, like between a cave-in risk and you know uh, I mean, shit. This place was built in the 50s. There's probably so much asbestos and PCBs and lead and what have you here. It's ridiculous. I mean, and then also keep in mind, look at my new collection of 5.56 casings. Like, it's not a safe spot for people to be just dicking around. Explore. Responsible urbex is one thing, but buffoonery, not the ticket. I love these things. Oof. Hey, it's an American 700. Yeah. And a bunch of shite master lock. And a bird's nest by the looks of it. Is there a bird's nest in here? Oh, this American 700 belongs to the Santa Monica Mountains Conservatory. That's cool. Or it's not conservatory, conservancy. I can do English good, many much special. Yeah, you've got to be safe doing urbex. Speaking of which, like I said, shell casings do happen because this is still used as a training area by the sheriff's department, and you don't want to be here when that happens. One day I was actually exploring here, and a bunch of drunk dudes, really, really, really putting on for the pew pew community, as it were, showed up here with a bunch of like California safe M4 carbines and AR type platform things, and are just drinking beer and pew pew pewing into just rounds into God only knows where. And like I was actually here before they got here, and they pull up, and I'm like, there are rounds whizzing above my head, and I'm like, oh my god. Number one, irresponsible. Number two, really a bad name for the pew pew community doing bullshit like that. And three, also here's the old flagpole. Um, so yeah, this part of the So yeah, that was really messed up. So and here's the thing: despite being a Californian, despite being a pretty left of center individual in general, I'm all for responsible pew pew ownership and usage. I personally wouldn't do one because of my own history with mental health issues. I don't think it's a responsible thing for someone with such a history of depression to have access to something that's life ending. Um, that easily. But that's just a personal thing. If you want to own an arm of fire, una pistola, go for it responsibly. Um, don't go to a historic place with your friggin' AR platform and start shooting rounds off just like wee. Don't Where it lands, nobody knows. Who it hits on its path, nobody fucking knows. So yeah, this used to be the actual barracks area. You can see parking spots are still in place if you wish to access it. And the funny thing is, it's just more 5.56. Does anybody hand load? Like hit me up. I got you. Hand loading community, hit me up. I got you, fam. Dudes, do you shoot 5.56? Yeah, scrap brass at that. But yeah, for the hand loader community, hit me up if you need some empty casings of 5.56. Um, and I can go back to the silo. There might not be any the silos. There might not be any service, but there is a ton of casings there. Oh my God! Does anybody need just a? No, hold on. Maybe I should censor the working end of that. Just what is my favorite animal? Well, this is a cat channel, so I'm gonna have to. That doesn't seem safe. This is mostly a cat's channel, so I'd have to say, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, these are well. Yes, in a PG manner, these are both live. They still have the working end to them. Um, One of them, however, um has been pinched. Is that your condom? Yeah. All right. Here's a bunch of older casings. Still 5.56 though, right? Yeah. But yeah, these two work to some degree. These uh, these are the actual version. Those are going to come back with me, and I don't know, dispose of them in a. I'll dispose of these in a safe manner. Anyways, back to the tour. This used to be once again we're at what used to be the barracks and area. Obviously, those buildings have been knocked down a long time ago, but there's still some like remnants of them. You'd have to wonder what this tiled area. Brittany, bitch, 2022. Okay, you do you, Brittany, bitch. But yeah, you'd have to wonder what this tiled area with a drain used to be. I'm guessing probably some sort of kitchen or maybe bathroom showers. That which would also make sense with this boop 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 boop. That would be sinks or toilets, either or. It's not a urinal. Police. Another flagpole. See, usually when helicopters come into land, which was why that earlier helicopter was such a surprise and a pleasant one at that, they come and land around here because there's so much more empty space. And I believe somewhere here, I can't remember exactly where, but we'll probably stumble into it just by accident. There is an actual like helicopter landing pad with like an H and the whole 9 yards. And not that it really makes a huge bit of difference. Second flagpole, by the way. Where's the UFO? Uh, that's a valley in Palmdale, and by Plant 42, that's where they keep the UFOs. More funky tile. You wonder what this turntable situation would have been back in the day. Well, that's where your water tower is. Oi, 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 oi. The copper thieves have been here. Do you believe in alien? Undo. We're getting seriously off topic. I believe All right. This is usually a cat's lock picking and now occasional urbex channel. But now we're going to talk about. All right. To answer that question in the most diplomatic way possible. Hello, Silvana. How are you? Sorry, there was no cats today. There were too many people at the colony, and especially Charlie was there too, and I did not want to get in trouble. Um, but we're doing urbex in a hidden part of Los Angeles. It's a former missile launch site back in the Cold War days. Now used as a training location occasionally by the police and fire department. Earlier, we actually saw the fire department doing some training. It was pretty dope. Anywho, continuing slightly, um, India Hotel, or no, sorry, two Hotel 87, one Hotel 87, India 87. I don't know what's going on here. My NATO phonetic is also getting pretty lousy, except I can tell you one thing: Foxtrot Delta Tango. All right, keeping it pushing. Now to the UFO question. I cannot believe I'm answering this, but I'm easy like that. Nah, hoy. All right. Um, do I believe? First off, any unidentified? Yes. It's a little rusty, but yes. Uh, all right. To answer your points, any flying object that cannot be identified is a UFO. And most UFO claims have to do with super secret um, planes in the Cold War that happened around super secret military bases. Ooh, big conspiracy, right? Okay. As to alien life forms, do I believe that alien life forms exist? Absolutely. The universe is so massive that the chance that there isn't alien life forms out there is actually lower than the chance that there is. Considering the size of the universe, and if you, especially if you include, the multiverse hypotheses that this is only one universe in a multiverse of universes, then the chance, that there is in fact a non-zero chance that somewhere out in that multiverse there is a clone of you. Don't get it started, Catman. Um, you know, Now, do I think that these alien life forms have come to this planet? No! Why the fuck would they want to? We suck as a species. If there was a spacefaring species that had figured out faster than light travel, which would allow them to navigate from their area of space to our area of space and exist in the same oxygen and what have you, there is, there is, you know, why would they want to come here? We specialize in blowing each other up and paranoia. That's a horrible place. Excuse me. All right, this is the lowest area that I know of on the D. Yeah, old cistern over here thing situation. I'm gonna move away. There's an awful lot of not the bees. Oops. Um, that's the remnants of a washing machine or a hot water heater, dishwasher. I don't know. Mm. Give me, give me 1 second. Okay, we got it. I'm just gonna keep talking. Tell me when you can hear me. I'm talking. Tell me when the audio comes back. When the audio comes back. When? When will the audio come back? We're waiting for the YouTube. Stop. Audio good. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. Sorry, Pocket Woman. That was just for you. All right, Jackie. Uh, nah, nah. Excuse me. I am exploring an abandoned former missile silo. I'm exploring an abandoned former missile former missile launch site. You can look it up on. Yeah, no, Harry, I did that just for Pocket Woman to annoy her. I'm a little shit sometimes. Well, alien simply means strange. Look at how people can weaponize the word, such as the phrase undocumented aliens or illegal aliens. You know, just come on, guys. I know you do more than just 556 here. Can I get a 308? Or sorry, 762 by whatever. 762 by God, I get my 762s confused. That's guys, 308 is 762 by 54. Am I correct in that one? Yeah, 762 by 39 is the Soviet round. And then there's oof. Somebody have bad day. Ah, that looks like a 308 shell. Heck yeah. See, I didn't even have to look that long. But all I'd say is if an alien life form came to Earth, first off, I'd ask, what the hell were you thinking coming here? But secondly, if they came in peace, I would love them and embrace them as if they were a family member because that's that's what what we should be doing. It's often not what we do. But you know, I can't tell people what to do. I can only say what I think we should do and what I'm going to try to do in my own personal course of action. That's my POVs. That being said, if they came not in peace, I am American. We are a war tribe after all, or a loosely confederated bunch of different war tribes, which are occasionally warring with each other and occasionally warring with everybody else. But we love the war. Oh, I am not in Area 51. If you want to find out exactly what this is, you're going to have to Google Nike Missile Launch Site LA 88. I'll say that again very slowly. Nike, like the shoes, Missile, MISSLE, launch, LAUNCH, site, SITE, LA, the letters L and A, dash 88, 88. I don't know. Faster than light tech is one thing, but have you seen the B 52? The buff is truly forever, people. All right. In the middle of the Irish Sea, are you on an oil platform, sir, or madam, or non binary, whatever? I'm on a ferry. So you could say, I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Yeah. So yeah, we're now going to start walking back towards my car. Um, because wow, I've been live for 2 hours now, on and off, thanks to service interruptions. Right. So there are coyotes, but this isn't nearly as alone as you think they are. And frankly, there are like um uh there are coyotes just in the city of Los Angeles properly. Like you don't need to go out here rural. What up, Vegas? Go Chargers. Sorry. So yeah, coyotes are definitely a thing, but it's not nearly as much of a problem as you like. They're more scared of you than you are of them generally. So as long as you don't act a fool, they're generally just keep it pushing. What's the goal of this live? Um, we actually had to call an audible. This live was supposed to be me feeding my favorite feral colony in Los Angeles and interacting with the cats there and trying to hopefully get some awareness going for them and for how you can socialize cats on the street and how like the term feral cat is overused and that not nearly as many of the cats that you think are lost causes are lost causes, and also to raise awareness to the fact that the cats in my favorite colony are becoming increasingly endangered by human activity, and that the socialized ones need to find forever homes. But when I got there, there was just way too much human activity going on there, and especially the owner of the property, who's kind of uh, who's trying to sell it, so he doesn't want the cats and the poop situation, it's kind of crap. But it is what it is. But there's nothing I can do about it. But the fact of the matter is, it would not have been the live stream would not have happened at all if I had just stuck with the original plan. So we had to do a pivot. I had to do a pivot. And then rancho. You see, one thing that's kind of cool is that over here there's like like a small like village of mostly Mexican Americans, and they all have horses, and they're just chilling. Yeah, you see, You see, you get a real Angelina. That's the thing with LA. It's such a transplant city. People only know Hollywood and da, 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 da. This city has real interesting stuff and real history and real beauty. You just need to know. This is why like whenever people go like who like these pop up on. I don't use Twitter anymore. Lizard, 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 go lizard. There's a lot of lizards out here. I haven't seen a single coyote so far, but I've seen a lot of lizards. Excuse me. Had to hawk a spit. Um, so yeah, this is the valley region actually of LA. So these mountains will lead you into the Antelope Valley. So, but yeah, this is I believe this is just kind of unincorporated Los Angeles County. Hawk or crow, buzzard, I don't know. Lizard. Let's see if there's any landmarks so I can kind of orient myself to where everything is. Yeah. And the funny thing is, one day I was cat sitting at my parents' house. My parents also live in Los Angeles, but I live in a separate apartment from them, because I love my I love my independence and my freedoms. Um, but oh look, other people. We're gonna try and keep them out of frame because at least their face is out of frame. Um, but yeah. But one day I was cat sitting for my parents in Los Angeles, and don't live in a place that's rural like this. They live in like they live in a single family house because boomers, but their street is a grid plan. They don't live in the cul-de-sacs, you know. And but like one day I was I'd been cat sitting my parents' cat, of course. And you might ask, David, did you rescue your parents' cat? Yes, of course I did. He's a lovely boy named Monty. I found him by the freeway. Uh, well, you can keep scrolling, Tanto. You can keep it pushing. But or sorry, not Tanto. You could never be so cool as to be a Tanto, like a sword. You're just a fat Thotto, little Thotto. I go, but yeah, one day I was leaving my parents' house in the morning, and like literally, I'm in my car driving, and I'm 1 block away from my parents' house, and I'm going through a stop sign, and there's a coyote there. So yeah, they happen. Yeah, most trolls are like that. If you want to be noticed, you should do videos where you're like dancing around in like glitter and making flash mobs and stuff. That gets you lots of attention. Um, Doing what I'm doing doesn't get you shite, except for good vibes. That's what it's worth. And I care more about the good vibes. Is this? Oh, the copper thieves have been. Good night, undo do or undo or no undo dot ooh dot. All right, no, I got I gotta do like a fancy send off since you said good night. Good night, undo. Endangered stray cat. Well, there's no stray cats that are endangered per se, but there are certainly like the cats that I take care of are in danger more so than they used to be because there's a lot of change going on at the colony, and it's becoming more like it's becoming more and more imperative that I get as many of the cats off the streets as quickly as possible. But yeah, so that's that. Um, but so you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully, yeah. This is a part of LA you'll never hear about on the TMZ tour or the Star Maps tour. I'll tell you that much. Um, I'm like trying to in LA, because we have a lot of airports, because big city, it can be very helpful when you're up high to help like orient yourself by finding runways because they're these big open stretches of land. But like I can see it like over there, probably not going to resolve well, but over there is a plane going into land right right above that mountain right there. There's a plane going into land at Burbank Airport. But just because of the angle right now, I can't actually orient where the runways are. But that would also mean that somewhere over there is Van Nuys Airport. Um, and obviously we can't see LAX because it's on the other side of those mountains. Those being the Santa Monica Mountains, or not the Santa Monica Mountains. That's like those. That's the other side of the mountain where Mulholland Drive is on. That's the ridge between the city and as it were. Um, the Mulholland Drive goes on the top of that ridge. The Hollywood sign is on the other side of that ridge. Yeah, all of LA as you know it is on the other side of the ridge. This is the valley. Like, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It's so big. What makes me think that the cats want to be off the streets? Well, I mean, I've known them for 3 years now. I've made significant progress with their socialization. Um, you know, and frankly, the average lifespan of a housed indoor cat is north of 10 years, and the average lifespan of a street cat is way, 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 way less than that. So it's better for their health care. It's better for their well-being, and it's better for the humans. There, fleas and ticks, and also brings smells of poop and pee and what have you. You know, and and frankly, the cats are constantly in danger. I can like if I you know put it to you that kill cat, I've had the distinct displeasure of transporting to its final resting place. I would have that hurts. I would have double digit numbers of dollars. Thankfully, not triple digit yet, but I would have easy double digit dollars if I had a dollar for every single roadkill cat I've had to pick up off the streets after it was killed by a car and be like, I'm sorry, you deserve better. So yeah, sorry, sorry, sorry to answer your rhetorical question so directly, but yeah, there's your answer. If you look at the videos on my actual channel, not my live videos, you'll find hundreds of videos of me interacting with the street cats in a way that you wouldn't that is quite interesting and quite loving, I think. And also see if videos over time that um that bit by bit more and more cats become comfortable with human interaction. More and more cats come up to be loved and to be fed. instead of running away. So yeah, I think every homeless animal deserves better than what they get. And if I can help just one more, because I think I've already helped a couple, frankly, but if I can help one more, that's so much better. And to keep it a stack with you guys, September of 2023, I quit nicotine. I had quit smoking actual cigarettes a while back before that, but September of 2023, I lost my vape going on a hike to, well, not this Nike missile site, but a different one in the Santa Clarita area. And since then, since I can no longer get my dopamine hit from nicotine, now have to get my dopamine from picking locks and helping cats. And frankly, if I become addicted to doing good, I'll take that as an addiction over cigarettes any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Brief lock nerd moment. What do we have here? We're not going to touch them. We're not going to pick them, obviously, because they're in use, but we do want to check them out because they're interesting. We got a Master 27. We got a big honking Master number 15, old best, 930, 930, an M5. Yuck. Another M5? Ew, gross. Master locks. Like, use the good master locks, not the shit master locks. Oh my God. Saker top security lock. Make it no be true. M930. Oh, there we go. Finally, an American 700. Let's go. That's interesting. Here, everyone. Proof that Master makes good locks. Here's a Master lock with a kick cylinder in it. Good lock. Here's more proof that Master makes a ton of shit. 930, 930, 930. 20. Oh, here's the cool one. Y'all will like this one. These are these red ones are the LA Fire Department ones. LA Co FD. Yeah, Fats and Baby Blue would love to have a home. Marble Cat's gonna need a home soon. Big V needs a home. Oh my God. And to a lesser extent, Tatiana needs a home. She's old. She's old. She's a little bit sick. She might take a little bit, of acclimatization time, but she deserves better than what I can give her. You know, and I'm trying to give her the best I can, but she deserves better than that. They all do. All right, Pocket Woman, I'm actually gonna probably cut stream pretty soon because I'm about to drive back, and y'all who have been with the stream for the entire time know there's no service when I'm driving, so I'm going to load some music right now, so I can have tunes, and I'm gonna have my windows down, windows down, system up driving experience on this lovely. Well, actually, this dirt path leads to the village over there where they have the El Rancho. Is that a fire? Look at that hawk. Yeah, but okay. It's actually surprisingly popular today. I love it when I come here and I'm the only car. That's the bomb diggity. But I'm gonna call it a stream, folks. Thank you for hanging out with me through all the service interruptions. I hope you enjoyed the view. I hope you all learned something. I hope I got a few new subscribers. And if you're interested in helping me save the cats and make giving them a forever home, please, or if you know anybody in the Southern California area who is, please have them get in contact with me via email listed in my recent video uploads or via my Instagram if they have one. And with that, we are going to go